My name is Jenna Palant, and I'm a style-crazed full-time creative living in sunny San Diego. In 2016, my husband and I purchased our forever home, and now, in between balancing my upholstery business, our 4 dogs, and just life in general, I'm going to renovate our home room by room, project by project myself, with some fun help from a few of my friends along the way. And I'm going to share it all with you right here on YouTube. So, are you ready to see a room bloom?
Well, hello color lovers and happy 2020. I cannot believe it's already the end of February and I am just now getting you a brand new episode of Room Bloom on YouTube. After my Homebird upholstery holiday hiatus, I had hoped to hit the ground running with new Room Bloom episodes, but sadly got the cold from hell right before New Year's Eve and spent my last days of vacation nursing myself back to health, which made me lose momentum right out of the new decade starting gate. But enough with that and more about the here and now. Besides the massive head cold, I've honestly been struggling a little bit as to where to pick up on my home renovation projects. We've of course got that fall 2019 one-room challenge that I never finished due to Grandma Margaret's sudden passing, plus all the other rooms in our home left to renovate. But then that handsome husband of mine mentioned something to me that really lit a fire in my DIYing soul. And that comment was about our backyard. You see, we have been in our house officially for 4 years now and have yet to really enjoy its exterior spaces. Why? Well, for starters, it was an overgrown yet pretty bare landscape when we acquired it. Very blah and lacked immensely in the creativity department. Not to mention, the yard was not at all dog-proof. And it's safe to say that we've been working on it on and off for the entire 4 years and have yet to really make it an area of our home we really enjoy. So that's my new goal. On top of all my other design projects and upholstery clients, I'm gonna do my best to get our backyard looking good and feeling pretty by the time summer begins. Which I know sounds a bit nutty with everything else I have going on. I mean, it's not going to be completely finished by any means. As you can tell by the photos, the exterior project is massive, which is also why I've been feeling torn about these new Room Bloom episodes. In the past with Room Bloom, the episodes have stayed in a particular room of our home until said room was finished. But I've quickly realized that that isn't really doable with all the exterior projects. So I hope y'all color lovers will be flexible as I randomly drop exterior episodes, as we've got multiple areas on the outside of the house to handle. So as right now, the plan is 2 back-to-back episodes of exterior projects, and then, well, I honestly don't know. I hope to get a few more outside projects completed before I have to move back inside for the spring 2020 one-room challenge, but we'll see. All right, enough with all the Room Bloom housekeeping and back to the task at hand. Who's ready to see what we've been doing to the exterior? Like I mentioned earlier, our house's yard was not at all dog-proof when we purchased it. And since we are a family of 4 dogs, well, I guess we were only 3 dogs deep at the time, but you know what I mean. There was a fence on the left side of the garage and another fence on the right side of the pool. But our little wiener dog Nella could just walk right underneath it. The backyard was also entirely opened up to a natural hillside and was super duper easy access for the coyotes to get to the dogs. So we definitely knew right away that we needed to remedy that issue as soon as possible. So we hired 1 crew to clean up all the foliage. We tore down those sad side fences, and I got to designing a fence, incorporating both mid-century modern breeze block and corrugated sheet metal into its overall design. The breeze block because I love all things vintage, and the corrugated sheet metal because, well, you see, I grew up around curvette buildings and really wanted to pay tribute to my family's farming heritage by incorporating some of the same materials. The breeze block walls design was pretty straightforward, taking a completely open front yard concept and enclosing it in a classic way. I only wish the backyard fence design execution would have been so straightforward. I mean, it was in theory. I found and vetted someone whom I thought was the perfect man and crew for the job. I mean, they did eventually finish the fence project to my liking, but not without me becoming Methuselah first. But more on that later. For the backyard's fence design, all supplies consisted of metal, 4x4 and 2x4 metal fence posts, powder-coated black for the support, and galvanized corrugated sheet metal for the fence's overall body structure, all being built right behind the third retaining wall we had constructed on the backyard's hillside, following all the way around to the house's driveway. The crew implementing my fence design was pretty strung out by the entire process, never having built a fence quite like my design. I kept telling them to trust me, like my friend Laura says all the time, trust the Jenna. But we butted heads throughout the entire process. Mostly because the owner told me it would take a couple months to execute, and then when you don't show up for weeks and weeks and weeks on end, well, it took close to 7 months. So yeah, I won't be mentioning that person or business name on here because, like my grandma Margaret taught me, if you have nothing nice to say, then it's better to say nothing at all. So this is me saying close to nothing at all. And people wonder why I choose to do most of the work myself here on Room Bloom. Anywho, at the end of those frustrating 7 months, I can actually say it was worth the long wait and every scream into a pillow. I mean, how sexy is that fence? Well, I at least think it's sexy. And even better yet, it will keep our beloved fur babies in the yard and protected from all those dang coyotes. Plus, now that we have that fence built, I could finally start implementing that first taste of color to our Backyard Bliss project. Tune in next week for another exterior episode of Room Bloom on YouTube. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to my channel. Laters!